guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I know I'm super late, but in today's video I will be reviewing the new Fenty foundation. This is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filt'r Hydrating Longwear Foundation. For all of my dry skin sisters, this is very necessary because I have extremely dry skin, as I see my nose peeling right here. I've used the original Fenty foundation and it's really good. Even though it's like a velvet finish, it's not a super dry matte finish, but this is the bomb. So without further ado, let's just hop into the video, and today we're just gonna focus on face and skin. So I went to Sephora and I did not get the primer because it was sold out. So I got a mini version because I wanted to try it of the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. And this is my first time trying it. I've heard really good things about it because of my, oh, okay. I love the cooling sensation that it has. Oh my goodness. Okay, so yeah. Anyway, like I was saying, I've heard a lot of good things about this primer, simply because it is the summertime and people still need hydration. Well, now it's fall, but this primer came out in the summer, and it's immediately as I put this primer on, it's a very cooling sensation. So I'm definitely gonna go back and get the big bottle, but as you see, it feels sticky, but it looks hydrating as well. So, oh, it feels so good on my face. Yeah. And I've heard that this primer, you can use it with any foundation. So, wow, like, when I tell you my face feels so cool, oh my god. The Fenty Beauty Pro Filt'r Hydrating Longwear Foundation, and I got it in the shade 345. I'm usually in the shade 330, but I wanted to try a darker shade only because I don't like to try foundations that are exactly my skin tone, if that makes sense, because I highlight, add powder, bake, all that stuff, you know. So I wanted to go maybe a tad, just a tad bit darker, and that way it adds more dimension to my face. But I'm shaking it up right now, and I like the packaging. It's very sleek, it's great for travel. I actually prefer this packaging a whole lot better than a bottle or a glass bottle because I don't want it to break. And I love that it has a pump. Yeah. Okay, Riri. Remember when it first came out, like, everybody was so excited and so stoked about this line. Not because it was Rihanna, but only because it was so revolutionary. And I think, you know, she really made the beauty industry kind of wake up. Go ahead and blend this out with my Beauty Blender sponge. I usually use my pink beauty blender, but it is so beat up. I need to get a new one. That's what I should have got yesterday, a new beauty blender. But yeah, I love Fenty. Oh my god, this foundation smells so good. I love the finish so far. And this, I think it is a medium to full coverage foundation, but so far so good. It's spreading very nicely, and I love the color. I love the color. I'm happy I went a shade darker. It's not too dark, and I really like this. I'm not sure if I want to go in with another layer, but I like it. Going with my favorite concealer, the ColourPop No Filter Concealer, and I am in the shade Medium Dark 32. I do have the Fenty concealer. I did a review on that when it came out with the setting powder, and that concealer is full coverage, but that is in the shade 345. That will be a lot lighter, but I do use that concealer to kind of brighten up just a little bit. Like you see how I'm packing on this ColourPop concealer. I don't do that with the Fenty concealer, only because that shade is very light. But I'm gonna take 300 and I'm just gonna pop it like right in here. But I'm not gonna go super deep with the Fenty concealer. So as the great iconic Jackie Aina says, I let my concealer sit just a little bit so it can, you know, thicken up, warm up to my skin. Now I'm gonna go ahead and blend it out. If you want to see me do a review on the Jackie Aina and Anastasia Beverly Hills palette, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and let me know. Now I don't know what's gotten into me lately, but I don't really like baking. Like, is that bad that I don't really care to bake anymore? I just don't feel the need to. Like, I already use the MAC Studio Fix powder to set my entire face, and I also use it to set my under eye, which I'm about to do right now. But because of this, I really don't feel the need to bake. And if I do use my setting powder under my eyes, it's kind of basically to like catch any fallout that I have from my eyeshadow or anything like that. But for the sake of this video, my eye look I'm gonna do is gonna be very minimal, only because I just want to focus on the greatness of this foundation. I mean, so far I'm feeling it, and I'm gonna go ahead and set my whole face. This is my new foundation. I knew this was gonna work. And shout out to my homegirl Ebony at Sephora, who matched me. I told her that originally I was 330, but I wanted to go a shade darker, and she matched me perfectly. So what I like about Fenty Beauty as well is that you can have more than one shade in the collection. Like, it's enough for everybody. And she expanded the collection when she came out with the concealers and the setting powders. That was revolutionary in itself, so that's bomb. So I'm gonna do my brows off camera and I'll be right back. I'm gonna go in with my let's see, black. Ooh. I'm gonna go in with my black Radiance True Complexion contour palette, and I'm gonna take the palette the light to medium palette and go ahead and bronze up my face. Y'all, I'm so over these airplanes. Like, I don't know if you hear them, but they're very rude when I'm filming. So I'm gonna go ahead and bronze up the skin. And this dirty brush is disgusting. But I'm gonna take my big Morphe M527 brush and just bronze up my forehead a little bit. See. You know, I also like to go on my jawline and kind of, you know, bronze that up as well. So I I'm really feeling this foundation in this whole skin. Like, I'm gonna take my MAC my MAC blush in the shade Peaches, and I'm gonna take that and just, you know, dust that off. I don't have to wear blush. I'm not really big on blush, but if I were, this blush is like my go-to because it looks good for every look. For highlighting, I'm actually gonna take the highlight that is in this palette because I actually really like it, and I'm gonna just highlight my face using the highlight shade in the True Complexion palette. Okay. And then I'm going to take my Mario Badescu facial spray with aloe, cucumber, and green tea. I'm almost out. Oh my god. But I love this. I spray this on before I do my makeup, during my skincare routine, when I set my makeup, This is a very all-purpose facial spray, and it's very hydrating, and I'm all about hydration, especially transition from summer to fall. I mean, even though it's still 90 degrees, but I'm still all about, you know, hydration and just cooling the face down and calming it down, because it can be a lot. So I'm gonna go ahead and set my face. I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of my face off camera, change clothes, because yeah, church starts in an hour. Okay, everybody, that is the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoy. Well, actually, it's not the end of this video, so I'm definitely gonna see how it wears today. Usually, even though I do have dry skin, sometimes I do get a little oily right in here, which is pretty normal, but I still am gonna do a wear test. I know I am late on this foundation review, but I still wanted to go ahead and do it, so whatever. But yeah, so far I really love it. So yeah, I am on my way to church. Church literally starts in 24 minutes, but I'm glad I only live like 5 minutes away. So I'm gonna go ahead, iron my clothes, get dressed, and I'll see y'all throughout the day. All right, so it is 10:53 p.m. and so far so good. I did get a little oily throughout the day. I got oily like right in here, and sometimes my foundation, it begins to break in this area here, so not really surprised at that, because that's pretty normal for me, but it is normal for me to get a little oily here. But all in all, the color looked good, the finish looked good, and me personally, I enjoyed it because it is a hydrating foundation. However, the climate here in Alabama, it is still very hot. Like, it's crazy hot. So I think as it gets colder, it'll get better due to the weather, because it is still very humid here. It was like 80 something today, which is better than how it has been, because it's been like 101, or it's been like in the 90s. So it's getting lower and it's getting cooler, and it did rain last night. So I feel like the weather can play a factor in your makeup and in your foundation. But for me personally, I like it. What I'm gonna do is take my MAC mineralized powder and touch it up and see what happens. But it looks good. It looks like how it looked when I initially applied it. But I do like it. Now I will say, I think because I did not use the primer that goes with it, the mattifying primer, the Fenty primer, that probably played a role in it. But then again, I do like the Hydro Grip primer, so that probably played a factor into it, but it still doesn't sway how I feel about the foundation, because I really like it. And of course I'm gonna wear it again. It's gonna get colder, and it is getting colder, but yeah, so I like it. So yeah, I did try to wear this foundation as long as I possibly could throughout the day. However, I'm very tired, I'm very sleepy. I have been out. I went out with friends, I went out with 2 Lion sisters, so yeah, I'm about to go to bed, and comment down below if you guys want to see me film my skincare routine. I'm very curious to see if you guys will want to see me do like the entire routine, because it is a routine. Okay, just saying. So thank you guys for watching today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye.